The simplest way to make coffee is with a French press. Put warm water in here. See there's a little lip here. Put that lip up toward there. Put your coffee in on the warm water. Wait about 2 minutes. Push it down slowly. And you've got your coffee. There is a slightly more complicated way of making coffee as well. You take your coffee. See this little filter here that fits right into this cup. You put the coffee into the filter. I always like to tamp it down. Notice, you put this over here. Notice it's way over this way. And see, it fits in perfectly. This is the hardest part about it, getting this on right. On the top of this, you unscrew this, and you pour the water into there. Now, how much water do you want to pour into there? Okay, let's go through that. Since we have hard water at this house, we always use this bottled stuff. You bring this up, whatever level you want to. I chose a large coffee cup. And after you've poured the whole contents into the top here, you take this screw lid and you just screw it back on. Well, there are two ways you can do this. You can either take this, there's this nice little lid that goes on. Do you see how the lid fits right up under there? And then you turn this on. In about 3 minutes, you turn this switch back off. Now, I prefer just putting a coffee cup under here. Make sure this valve is all the way turned off. Now, if you want the steamed milk, you put it up to the steamed milk setting, fill this up with water in here. And then you take this Mr. Clean eraser and you just make sure there's no milk left on this. This will get very warm when we do the steaming. You see, you can turn it on now and steam will come out. But that's not the most efficient way to get the steam out of there. Oh, by the way, right at this point is where you can turn it off. So what you do is you open this up to relieve the pressure. You're going to open this up. Then you're going to pour this small amount of water into the top here. Now you need to take the coffee grounds out. So I just like to put them right here on the sink. Then there's this little piece here that goes in. Now that'll make sure that as the steam comes up, it doesn't come out through this hole here. So at this point, hold off one moment. So then you take your low-fat milk or whatever it is. Now what this does is the heat in this process separates the fats from the sugars in the milk. So it makes it taste a little bit sweeter. Flip down this lid, turn this on, and you're going to wait about 30 seconds. Actually, this is already, we're going to close this. This is about 15 seconds later. You can see the steam's coming out. So what you do is you put this little tip just into the top here. Then you open that up full. And you put it at an angle so it mixes it around. You also are trying to warm up this steamed milk. You do have to continually bring it down a little as it warms up, and your fingers should be getting warm. At the point where it's so warm that your fingers can't touch it, that's when you've got the milk steamed up enough. So this is already steamed up too much for me to handle on heat. I'm going to turn that off, turn this off. Then I'm going to just let that drain out. This is very warm. You always want to clean it beforehand, but I like to clean it afterwards. So then you come over to your cup of coffee here, and you pour the milk into the coffee, or the milk into the coffee. Now you've always heard of coffee art. Well, here's the kind of coffee art. You you can try and drizzle. It doesn't work for me. Then in this drawer here, the one with a C on the top, wait a minute, where is it? There it is. That's, whoops, the C on the top, that's a cinnamon. You don't have to put it on the coffee. I put way too much on the coffee. But that's how you make the coffee. And then you can see, you go ahead and you take this all apart for the next time that you're going to be making the coffee. And all these little parts go into this cup here. Some people dump this down the drain. I dump it in the garden. It's just the coffee grounds.